Friends, in the days after the flood of Noah, there was a group of people called the Kurus who were ruling India. According to Mahabharata, they had come from the Uttara Kuru region in the north of Himalayas, and they were promiscuous. The outcome was that many of their early kings were not very healthy. One can read it in Mahabharata. However, they did find a solution to this problem. I don't know when and how and all that, but I see it reflected in the Tamil society today. The Tamil people are the direct descendants of the Kurus. Among the Tamils, there is a custom of boys marrying their maternal uncle's daughter, even though these things are frowned upon in the West these days. However, in the Bible, one can see that Jacob, the father of ancient Israelites, spending 14 years working to marry his maternal uncle's daughters, Leah and Rachel. Now, coming back to the Tamil customs, a girl can get married to her maternal uncle as well. However, marrying father's brother's daughter is strictly forbidden. These practices have been going on for millennia, and this has not led to children with birth defects. It is all about understanding how the bloodlines function, friends. Now, every child carries its father's blood. It is evident if we observe the childbearing process. It is a sperm that becomes the embryo, and the embryo develops into a baby. Even though the baby relies on the mother for nourishment, it does not receive its blood from the mother. The sperm entered the mother's womb with the father's blood, and this is why we are able to cut off the umbilical cord once the baby is born and there is no blood loss. And this is also why in genealogies the father's bloodline is mentioned in every culture and religion. Do you know that if a man has only one daughter, his bloodline ends with her? It is because her children will carry her husband's blood, thus prolonging the genealogy of her husband's side. Now, if a man has a son and a daughter, all three will carry the same father's blood. This is why any union in between them is incest. Again, if the father had a brother, his children will also carry the very same blood as their cousins. So, marrying these cousins is forbidden. However, if the father had a sister, one can marry her son or daughter because her children will be carrying her husband's blood, which is different. Furthermore, in some communities, it is also allowed to marry one's maternal uncle, the idea being that he carries a different blood than that of a sibling. So this is how the ancient cousin marriage system worked, friends. Thanks for watching.